Where has all my money went? I'm saying it, other people are saying it, and I'm just going to take a look at the CPI and give a little bit more information about that and the importance of that. And then I want to look at some of these store closures. And this is a list of 2024 primarily. It gets into some of these that are 2023. They've been having some financial issues. But the bigger issue is, when you only spend $1 here, 50 cents here, and then at the end of the month, people are like, where'd all my money go? Well, part of that can be, found that we don't notice small expenditures, but those small expenditures start adding up, toward the end of the month. And it's the same thing with these business closures. I don't know if people are really grasping the amount of businesses that are closing and well-named, known businesses. I can understand maybe some of the smaller businesses, we see them in towns all the time that they've closed, but they're mom and pop businesses. They have a different type of a structure and financial burden sometimes in these, in the corporate, bigger box store type, businesses. But I wanted to compile a list of these just to give maybe a better scope of how many businesses have closed. And this is just going to be a partial list. But I wanted to get into the CPI because the COLA adjustment just came out, and that's the cost of living adjustment. And this is what affects Social Security. It affects your benefits from the VA. And, we hear the CPI in the news all the time, but there's actually multiple CPIs. So why is it important? Well, it's important that we look at, the demographics that it affects the most. We're basing COLA for Social Security recipients and VA benefits off of a CPI that doesn't even cover their demographics. So if our cost of living is up more for retirees, for instance, and you're basing it off people that have a lot more money that are taking trips all the time, does that accurately affect the cost of living, the true impact, what they are experiencing? So the CPI has the main one, which is the CPI-U, and it's a demographic for it is basically cities in an urban environment over 10,000 people. And so you're looking at an urban environment. So the CPI-W, and this is the one that the Social Security bases its cost of living adjustment off of, and that's the CPI-W. And the W is more for wage earners, but your retirees fall into this particular category. So what's the big deal? Well, part of it is when you look at your urban demographics, you're going to be spending your money on different things than what a retiree, for instance, or a wage earner would. Wage earner, middle class, they paycheck to paycheck, maybe save a little bit here and there. But if you want to look at, what inflation is really doing as far as how it's impacting what we have left in our wallets, we need to take a look at this because people that they're two different spending habits. The retirees, such as grandpa, he's just getting stuff at the store just to survive, food, insurance, medical stuff that he has to take care of. And then when you maybe look at a different demographic, they might be spending on vacations, airline tickets, hotels, rental cars. So when you look at the spending habits, let's say more of an urban environment, people that make more money, well, wow, rental cars have went up and the airline tickets are doing well and blah, blah, blah. That is a different comparison that when you look at, I'm spending a lot more for my groceries. So just as a kind of a thing is, so whichever one of the CPIs that you're using, it does have some importance there because it's going to show really the actual cost of living for your demographic. So anyway, I just wanted to share that because that's an importance and that could be, a whole video in and of itself. But the CPI, the way that we're actually, with the cost then and to the cost now, but this affects your retail stores. So I'm going to read a list off to you. And these are just the ones, like I said, from 2024, 2023. It's not a complete list, but I wanted to consolidate everything so people could just maybe get a grasp of the amount of businesses that are closing. So let's just take a few of them here. And some of these you're going to be like, oh, well, that just happened in my town. So we got Big Lots, which is 50 plus stores. Rite Aid is 154 stores. Family Dollar is consolidating. They haven't finalized the final number that they're going to close. CVS is closed 300. They're projecting 300 stores per year for the next 3 years, which would be 900 stores. Walgreens is 450 stores. Staples and Office Depot, 200 and 260 respectively. We got TJ Maxx and Marshalls. They're assessing how many they need to close. Bath and Body Works, they just closed 50 stores, and there's like another 1,800 that's in the on the block to get nixed too. We've got Gap and Banana Republic, Denny's, 150 closures, 50 by the end of 2024. We got Rue 21, 99-cent stores, 7-Eleven, Express, Macy's, The Body Shop, Soft Surroundings, Sam Ash Music, Sleep Number, Foot Locker, Dollar General, Ashley, Best Buy, Ross, American Freight. The list just goes on and on. And the thing is when we see them as a group like this, maybe that will have our view change a little bit, that maybe inflation is and the economy is not doing as well as what we are being told. So I just wanted to get that out there. Like I said, the CPI and everything has a huge impact. I looked at what the cost of living adjustment is this year, and I'm like, man, that ain't nowhere near what we're paying, effectively at the end of the month. And part of it is people are just not aware of this. So wanted to get that out there. And then as more closures and the economy is things that I find like that, I'll try to push that out. So just wanted to make people aware.